Hi. So my game name is chionophobia. So I'm going to talk about this game by four steps. Like the overview is like the painting overview and like how I develop from it, and the gameplays and 3Cs like the game main gameplay and the 3Cs introduced, and then the background story, the setup background and how the game start and develop progress like in fact inspired by what other games and how the game changes. All right. If something you own once owned is taken away, it doesn't mean you will go back to when you didn't have that kind of thing. That's the my favorite book, Journey Under the Midnight Sun by Higashino Kigo. It's a it's a really good book. Like I really love it, and the story I wrote from it's like uh, about this game is basically inspired by this book. All right. Introduction. So when you first see this painting, the composition of the this painting is very simple, but the distribution of light and shadow makes the whole painting have an explicable sense of mystery. The strange layout makes the painting looks like a closed space because the foreground of the picture is like a white wall and the elk horn chandeliers and the spruce trees undoubtedly occupy the main part of the painting. Generally speaking, spruce trees are not an ordinary winter decoration. The above parts makes the painting more storytelling. Yeah, that's basically what I just talking about. Right, the three C's. It's the character. It's a single player game and control system with mouse and keyboard. Camera, like first person perspective. Right. The so um, First I'm going to talk something about the game progress. So because this painting has a feeling of closed space, so I'm going to make it. So first I'm going to make it to be a like classic puzzle game. So like you have to collect clues in different parts of the map and finally escape from this place. So the main secret part of the game revolve around several main objects present in the picture, like elk chandeliers, spruce trees, snow, and like houses. Each different decryption point will not simply look for hidden items. Like each puzzle solution requires players and the item to make many different interaction to in order to solve the puzzle. So at first, I saw the picture was viewed from the first person, and then when I arrived at a place, I locked the player's picture to find item. So that's what I call it's like kind of like a still frame search. So it's a general idea to provide players with a static picture, and it is at the top, bottom, or somewhere else in the picture. But the process of the stack frame search is I think it's very boring and not fun. So after several rounds of focused search, the player will like soon feel tired and instinctively resist for search puzzle. So I gave out this way of solving puzzles in addition to stack frame search. I think another better way to design search puzzle is it's kind of like a prop search. Like props refer to things that are really useful in the game. So the purpose of looking for props is to use props, and the two are like usually closely related. So the same time, the use of props is generally associated with another type of puzzle. So I decided to use a method similar to props synthetics to make the gameplay. All right. So my first reaction was the two games I have played before, like Superliminal and the Layers of Fear. So these two games are makes me like inspire a lot. All right. So let me talk something about the main gameplay. So as I said, there's different elements in the game. It's which means there's snows and spruce trees and like the decoration and the house. So the part one. Part one, I'm going to decide to first the player have to find something to draw this snow. So there's a drawing board in the player's house, and the player's task is to find different materials to finish painting this picture. You don't have the paint, so the system will guide you to find the paint box. The first is the snow out of the door. There's a can of white paint hidden in the white snow. So it is almost like impossible to find white objects in the white snow. Therefore, players need to find something that can change the color of the white snow. You need to find a paint box in the room that guide you to find at the beginning. And there's a pair of mysterious glasses and a diary in the book. So the diary is an important thing. It's full of like antler like graffiti, and there's a snow writing in like white chalk next to the graffiti, and it's also writing in the notebook that to escape here, please complete this painting and stick a painting with a paper clip next to it. So the players know from here that they need to find white paints in the antlers. After wearing the mysterious glasses, player will change the color temperature of white snow, and the white snow will become a grayscale picture, and the glasses can be increased the contrast, so you can clearly see the difference in the snow color caused by uneven ground, and it is easier to find the pot of the paint. So the paint is buried uh, next to the antler lamp and the spruce tree, but because of the the man, protagonist shadows the snow. Staying in the snow for too long will produce hallucinations. So find the paint and go back to the room before your hallucination. When you go back to the room, you brush the white paint on the drawing board. Part two. There are also many antlers scattered in the room scatters. So player will be guided to continue to look at the diary they just found and find a string of numbers next to the antler graffiti 1221. So in the cabin scene, player can find a libra and the weights scattered nearby. Will this number be the weight required by libra? After the playing player interacts with the libra, you can view the weight of the Libra just nearby. It's 1221 kilogram. So at this time, player will consider what to balance the Libra with. So the antlers scatters in the room are undoubtedly the only weight, like only things to equal the weight. So at this time, the player needs to find the antlers with the corresponding weight. When the player successfully find the antlers with the corresponding weight and put them on the Libra, the player will fall into a memory. That is the day of the avalanche, December 21. After a painful memory, the man returned to the wooden house and paste the antler decoration on the canvas. Alright. Part 3. So, there's also a spruce tree in the picture. The man opened the diary he found before and find a handwritten message. Is that spruce tree is spruce tree your good friend? Under this slightly immature sentence, there's also a line of cracked small character. Go find your friends. Players will look for photos of spruce trees in all corners of the house. Like the spruce tree photos are scattered in three places. The first um, spruce tree photo is in a baby room in the house. So when the man turn on the light, the color of the room become very warm and very comfortable. BGM lingers around the baby bed with the warm light. So the man will find the first picture of the spruce tree on the baby bed. It's a tree planted in the baby backyard when he was a child. So the male owner recalls that when he was a child, he played around the spruce tree with his friend every day. It can be said that the spruce tree accompanied by him with him throughout his childhood. The second picture of the spruce tree is in another room. This room seems have a double bed. So there's a picture beside the bed which is covered with Dust. The man gently brushed the dust off it. It's a woman. Has he seen it? Is she familiar? But the man don't know who she is. He turned over the photo and found a wedding photo of them on the bed. The person next to her is himself. No, it's impossible. Like the man was like crazy right now. Like I'm always like being alone. Have I really have always been alone? So spooches are also on the wedding pictures, just like a priest witnessed their love. So the man brief gradually thickened, like door open at the back of the room and paced to the last scene. It's a garage. It's chaotic, and after searching the garage, players will find the last picture of the spruce tree. It was a picture of him holding the elk horn to decorate his rescue. Next to him fell a broken spruce tree. The man fell into a memory again. So the original avalanche was that he and his wife went on a vacation. So, uh, when on vacation, the heavy snow suddenly attacked he and despaired him and his wife. He grabbed the spruce tree just like his best partner in the childhood and the priest who witnessed their love. He held his wife tightly in his other hand. However, the spruce tree couldn't support the heavy snow. So the spruce tree he trusted and relied on was broken. He and his wife was instantly submerged in the snow. After he woke up, his wife had not heard from him. Since then, he has been unable to face the reality that his wife was has died, and he has been deceiving himself. The man swayed from his memory, ran to the drawing board, pasted the picture of the spruce tree, pick up the uh, pick up the picture of the spruce tree and pick up the drawing board and ran outside. So that's the memory part I just talking about. Yeah. So that's the real fact of the avalanche. All right. So the final part, part four. So in an instant, there was a strong wind outside of the house, and there was a rolling sound. The man nightmare avalanche hit again. However, his painting has not been complete. There is still a house like he have to finish, but at this moment he has no brush and no house like model, and he don't know how to draw a house. Like how can he draw? Like at this time, the player needs to run a distance when the house is the same size as the house in the painting from the male perspective. The man perspective. Drag the house out of reality with the mouse and paste it on the painting. Here, we need to use the technique of visual difference mentioned in the um, a game I just mentioned before, like Superliminal. Uh, when the man put up the house, it was over. The game is back. Skip to the end screen. anything. So yeah, ending, the man woke up again. This time he lying on a psychologist clinic, and that's all. Thanks for listening the game.